The house sank into an uneasy silence once again. What was supposed to be time of recounting the fun stuff they did on their vacation and looking forward to the new things coming up soon turned sour and heavy because of a single cursed box. The discovery and the contents of it had all of them on edge, although nothing they felt could compare to what Dasio had to be going through. He was still shaken now, 2 days later, jumping with every louder sound and whenever one of them came too close without announcing their presence. And Enoshita was running out of ideas on how to make things at least a little better. It hurt like all hell to see his beloved so scared again when he finally started to relax, and even more since he couldn't really help in any way that would count. Just wait and be there for Dasio when he needed them. He's trying so hard. When is this going to end? Didn't he suffer enough already? With a soft sigh, he hid his frustrations with the universe deep inside of him and headed to the garden door, sure enough finding Dasio curled on one of the chairs. He looked cold, but didn't move to get the blankets from the inside. Just sat still, hugging his knees to his chest, his eyes fixed on nothing in particular in their garden. With an aching heart, Enoshita grabbed one of the blankets and then gently knocked on the glass, turning the widened emerald eyes to him. Here, you are cold, aren't you? It's not that bad. Still, let's not help sicknesses, Dasio hesitated, but then took the blanket with a grateful nod, a shiver running through his body when he wrapped it around himself, betraying his earlier lie. Biting his tongue to not ask something as stupid as "How do you feel?" Enoshita leaned next to him against the wall, breathing in the crisp air. Do you want one of us to come pick you up after practice tomorrow? Yuji definitely has time, and me and Ryu can make it too. You would have to drive the whole way to the gymnasium though. That's fine. Better than sitting here and worrying the whole time if you are okay. Dasio's shoulders slumped with the reminder. It's going to inconvenience you either way, isn't it? It's not an inconvenience, love. It's a safety measure. He squatted down, carefully taking Dasio's hand in his. It's okay, I promise. You'll do anything if it keeps you safe. So don't say anything about being a bother or inconvenient. Obviously, I would be much happier if we didn't have to be so careful, but until that creep is gone, we'll do everything we can, okay? None of this is your fault either. Dasio wanted to say something, perhaps protest further or continue blaming himself for something completely out of his control. But strength seemed to leave him before he could. He looked down on their still connected hands, his trembling slightly in Enoshita's hold. Maybe it is. What if I'm doing something that keeps them interested, like before, and... Hey, shush, nothing like that. You're literally just trying to live. That's not an invite for whatever weirdo glued himself on you. But... Suguru, you aren't doing anything that would justify that guy stalking you. You never did. So try not to blame yourself, okay? Because we definitely don't. He wanted nothing more than to pull Dasio into a hug, hide him away from the nastiness the universe decided to throw at him. But he was unsure if that would be appreciated right now. And still, he moved the moment Dasio slumped towards him, holding him close to his chest to hopefully soothe some of the pain he had to be in. It's going to be okay, you'll see. You'll catch him soon, and then you'll be free again. Sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. Come on, let's go inside. Yuji should be home soon. They stayed unmoving for a moment longer before Dasho nodded, pulling the blanket closer to his body as he followed Enoshita inside. The warm living room felt much better than the garden, although Dasho still hesitated occasionally, even when he sat settled on the couch with a cup of tea in hand. Enoshita settled down next to him, his heart fluttering when Dasho leaned lightly against his side. But before he could ask anything, Dasho spoke up again. "Would you help me with something?" "Of course. What is it? Or do you mean when Yuji comes home?" Dasho seemed to think for a second, and then nodded. "After he comes home." "Are you sure about this? It sounds a little..." "Suguru, I don't think this is the best idea." Dasho clenched his hands in his lap, the worry on his boyfriend's face making him hesitate. To be perfectly honest, he wasn't sure about his idea either, at all. He had spent the last several years guarding his neck from touches, terrified of even the lightest ones from his loved ones, of the hands that always meant harm whenever they got close. His boyfriends always told him there was enough time to get used to the things that frightened him. They were patient and understanding, and never pushed too far, which he was eternally grateful for. However, with the current development, he had to push his limits, even if it meant asking his boyfriends to make him relive his nightmares. "But why? It's just practice. I know you wouldn't do anything to me." "Of course not. But you're already shaken, and this is something super sensitive for you, so..." "I don't care. I have to get used to it eventually." "Suguru, what if he knows about it? What if he does get close and uses it to..." His voice hitched, the words stopped by his tightened throat. He gripped the edge of the couch to ground himself against the flood of dread, doing everything to not think back to the feeling of the large hands squeezing the back of his neck and pushing him to whatever closest surface. The way his body always went limp afterwards, leaving him at mercy of the same hands, weak and powerless. "I can't do anything. It's just a reflex." A second later, he found himself squished in Terushima's arms, the warmth seeping from him making him realize just how cold he was. "Shh, I know. Please." "Okay, we'll help you with this. But once we see it's getting too much, we are stopping, alright?" Dasher nodded quickly before they, and he too, could change their minds, taking a few deep breaths before he reluctantly pulled away from Terushima's embrace. "Thank you." "No need. So, how should we go about this? Do I just touch you?" "I suppose." Biting on his lip, Terushima shot Enoshita a quick glance, and Dasho steeled himself when he reached his arm out towards him. He could do this. He knew the touch was coming. He knew Yuji would never hurt him. He could withstand it. A sharp jolt rushed through his body, his breath hitching while his torso jumped away the moment the warm hand touched his skin. Sorry, I should have warned you." No, it's fine." "Are you sure?" "Yes, it's alright, really." It wasn't alright at all. It felt like someone lit a firecracker under his skin, the light tingling in his fingers urging him to stop. But he couldn't. "Should I try again?" "Yes, please." His whole body tensed in preparation for the touch. He cleared his mind, only thinking about who was touching him and with what intent. A quiet yelp escaped his mouth, his body jerking back to get away from the hand reaching for his throat. Suguru, I'm sorry, it's fine. He hated his voice for coming out so weak, hated he couldn't keep himself to stay still, hated the broken look in Terushima's eyes. He let out a shaky breath, squeezing his eyes shut to stop the pressure building behind him. Again, please. Are you sure? It feels like it's fine. How about you lead Yuji's hand? Maybe it's not going to be so triggering. Oh, yeah, that might help. It was a desperate attempt to make things better, he knew. Yet Dasha still found himself nodding, taking strength from the flicker of hope crossing Terushima's face. His hand still trembled as he let Yuji's to his neck despite the comforting wave and warmth of it. His breath shortening when the gentle fingers caressed his skin. It burned, still. He wanted nothing more than to pull away. But he held the hand in place, forcing himself to breathe and focus on Yuji's face instead of the creeping feeling in his skin. There you go. Is it better like this? A little. He barely finished talking when his head moved against his wish, pulling his torso from Terushima's reach. The little hope disappeared from Terushima's face, replaced by the same kind of pain now stinging in Dasha's chest. Sorry. Let's take a break, okay? Wait, you're just right. You shouldn't push it too much the first time. First time. Of course. There had to be other times they would try this before any results would appear. Everything took so damn long with him. Every little thing. Always taking ages before he got used to them. Even now. He wanted to cry, though if from frustration or fear, he wasn't sure. Maybe both. The cushions sank a little under a new weight, his hand cradled by soft palms. Take a deep breath, okay? You're doing great. Not as great as I would like. Tsukuru, there's no need to rush things. I know you are scared. I can't imagine what it feels like to be powerless against something. But you don't need to force yourself. He did, though. He needed to push himself. Otherwise, he risked much more than to be on mercy of one creep. Can you try? Sure, but I really think you should take a break for a while. I did, right now. Please try. He was grasping on straws, gripping onto wishful thinking that maybe if Enoshita tried, it would go better. It was a stupid thought since he trusted Terushima just as much, but there was nothing else left to hope for. Enoshita seemed to hesitate for a long while, until he finally reached towards him, leaving his hand in the air between them. Just like before with Terushima, he let Enoshita's hand to his neck. He still flinched when his fingers made contact, but managed to sit still. Only his chest heaved with heavy breaths he forced himself to take to settle down his racing heart. Soft, involuntary whimper leaving his mouth when Enoshita pressed his palm against his throat. Is it okay like this? Yes. It was fine. Fine. Everything was fine. The hand wasn't there to hurt him. He had nothing to be scared of. Except when the grip tightened. when the hand tugged harshly forward before pushing him down. It was always going to happen, wasn't it? Eventually, it always happened. Just a question of time before... Too much? Suguru! The touch disappeared. He snapped his eyes up, realizing his vision blurred at some point. Shh. Take a deep breath. It's okay. It wasn't okay. Nothing was okay. The suppressed tears burned in his throat. Frustration at his own inability to manage a simple touch from his own boyfriend's making him want to tear his hair out, to scratch his skin until it bled to get rid of the crawling feeling under it. However, Enoshita held his hands firmly, perhaps already knowing his thoughts. That's enough for now. Wait, it's fine. I just need some time and... Suguru, I told you we'll stop the moment we see it's too much for you, and this is even worse than that. I don't want you to get nightmares again because of this. He sounded so sincere, so worried, and Dasha couldn't find the strength to protest anymore. His head in his palms, he let out shaky breaths, trying to settle himself enough to stop trembling. He could still feel the shadow of hands on his neck, but at least the phantom pain from them subsided for now with the help of Enoshita's soothing voice and Terushima's reassuring presence next to him. I'm sorry. You have nothing to be sorry for. You tried your hardest, but it's obviously not the right time yet. Yeah, so let's leave it for today, Okay. Good. Want something sweet? We should still have some. I'll get it. He rushed away before Dasha could say anything, the sounds of him rummaging through the cupboards in search for snacks filling the tense silence that settled around them. And Ashita sighed then, no less than slumping on the couch as well. Quiet and with an unreadable expression on his face. A scary combination Dasha had seen one too many times. Are you upset? The brown eyes turned to him, softening immediately. Not at you. It just makes me feel so slimy doing the same stuff he used to hurt you with, even though you allowed it this time. I'm sorry. You have nothing to be sorry for. A gentle smile tugging in the corner of his mouth, he squeezed Dasha's hand, just as careful and steady as always. You did great, even though you think you didn't. Let's give it some time and more practice, okay? Slowly does it, like with everything else. But I'm taking so long with everything. We've been together for 2 years, and I still can't do almost anything. You can do plenty of stuff. He can hug you now. He can give you kisses. Hold your hand outside. You laugh with us and even get in the mood to play around. He can stand behind you without making you panic. That's a huge progress. He put the snacks down and crossed his arms over his chest with a huff, a determined look in his eyes. I'm proud of what you've managed so far. Me too. Not sure what's going on, but I'm too. Oh, right on time. He motioned for Tanaka to come closer, and then Dasha found himself stammering in the middle of the warmest cuddle pile probably known to mankind. It didn't take long for his body to instinctively relax into the embrace, his mind soothed and rocked to peace by the gentle sways from side to side, and the 3 heartbeats surrounding him with nothing but love and support. I thought that this too was a reflex flashed through his mind then, filling him with something light, joy almost. Maybe there were other ways he could battle his old scars. Maybe he was already working on some without even realizing it.